Matteo, nice to meet you and nice to
My
have
pleasure.
this conversation with you.
Thank you.
So before we move to our main topics, could you first introduce yourself a little bit?
My name is Matteo Tironi. I am Italian and I work in Nestlé Waters since 20 years old now. I work in so-called Nestlé Waters Europe region, zone. That now is almost about 17 factories that are producing mineral waters. And I work there as a maintenance coordinator.
So today we have a small event for our customers and you are our keynote speaker. So could you sum up your main ideas that you will cover during your speech?
Yeah. Well, basically, I think that it should be interesting to share my view on how we can use the predictive maintenance as a digital enabler to improve our implementation of the maintenance strategy in our zone. That's the main scope of my speech today with a practical approach, let's say.
And you are working in Nestlé, which is a huge organization. And I'm sure that you have learned a lot about manufacturing, how it works, how it can get better. And I'm sure that many organizations can learn from Nestlé. Yeah? So how do you stay ahead of competition? How do you make sure that your organization is always ahead?
Well, I think that one of the main principles it is that as Nestlé is the most important food company in the world, so good food, good life is the main, let's say, introduction whenever we present Nestlé. In the same way, in our company, we are used to have a sort of interaction as a cross-functional teams doing our jobs. So basically, we can rephrase good foods for thoughts. And basically, the idea behind is that we empower the people to be able to work in an environment with a lot of initiative and a lot of, let's say, information and good practice they can share. And by doing so, we are able to define new models and really to try to stay ahead.
So it's a very interesting point you're making, because it's not only about technology, it's also about people and the culture of the organization. But either way, I'd like to talk about technology as well. So how do you approach the need for constant innovation? How do you make sure that you don't stop being innovative?
Well, it's not an easy question to answer. Basically, what we try to do is to be constantly update on what is the state of the art in the industrial fields, and in this case, in predictive maintenance as well. And we normally do this activity by looking at what in the center of our company is almost selected as an innovation solution that could be applied in the market. So we are not inventing something or scouting ourselves in the zone, but we are following a process that is just guided and led by the center. That's the main way we try to stay ahead. So basically we select the center some solution that could be applied in the market, in the zone, and then we use these solutions to stay ahead. So we don't invent nothing that is not already approved by the center. That is the main research and development, let's say, center of competence.
So you already have a proof of concept in that.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe my question was a bit too general, and what I'd like to understand is, let's say project where we live now, and the world is very hard to predict these days. And what I like to understand is, when you start a new project, you never know in which circumstances you will find yourself once the project is finished, right? we don't know what will happen in a couple of years. So how do you deal with this lack of understanding what will happen in future?
Well, I think that one of the main points to take into consideration is that we need, first of all, to accept a certain uncertainty. We will never be right and 100% when we develop something. So we must accept a certain amount of, let's say, uncertainty in the solution we want to apply. So we must be courageous from one side. But from the other side, we need to manage the risk in a clever way. So we must assess the risk and to avoid to invent from zero everything. So basically then I think that in this way we can really manage in a more equilibrated way this implementation of this kind of solution that is the state of the art today. So it's not easy to assess quite in advance. Difficult.
So as long as you have the right people, you select the technology that was already proven in use, correct, then you can protect yourself from any problems in the future, most likely.
It is exactly like that, for sure. Some solution must be applied in the short term to get a clear, quick and fast payback. Correct. Some other solution, more strategic, would be applied in the medium and long term. But we need to work in the same direction, in my opinion, to make our company sustainable on this kind of business.
Okay. It was very interesting, Matteo. Thanks you very much, and talk to you soon.
Thank you too.